Hey, let's talk about perspective. Mm, I was looking at a video about a lot of things happening in the world right now, about Trump in the US, obviously, but a lot of things going on around the world. And I was also thinking about the last 10 years, or at least 5 years since the pandemic. And I was just thinking about perspective, which is really weird, but stay with me. What I mean by that is that perspective is very surely needed in the world we're living right now. For a simple reason is that we all try to push our perspective as ultimate truth, but it really doesn't need to be. There's no need for one perspective to become the truth. If everyone agrees that's what we want to do, okay, no problem. But that's not what's happening. Do you understand? Um, a lot of people have perspective, but you need to understand that we are conscious being. We are conscious energy, and the energy doesn't go in just one direction. It goes in several directions. If you look at science experiment, they just acknowledge for years now that we are probably in a multidimensional reality, and there's infinite number of us in different realities. So what's the point of sticking to one perspective if there's an infinite number of life out there with infinite number of realities, infinite number of perspectives? I don't know. So is it that important to want to stick to only one truth or all the truths? That's why I'm telling you that perspective is really important. There's an example I choose every single time. Part of the download, I suppose, but is like 5 people entering a room, a normal room, classic room. Imagine there's a door to enter the room, obviously, but when you get into the room, there's, a bay window leading to, a terrace or anything. You have a second door leading to the bathroom or the bedrooms, and you have another big window next to the couch and everything like that. And let's imagine those 5 people just move around the place and station themselves at different spots in the room and make them look directly in front of them. You're going to realize if you move behind every single person and look the way they're looking, they're only seeing one specific part of the room. They only see one specific part. If they want to see other part, they need to move their head or move their eyes or move their bodies to see something different. But if they're looking straight ahead, not looking at peripheral vision or whatever, they're going to see just one aspect of the room. Now, that doesn't mean that there's no bedroom next to that room. That doesn't mean there's no terrace. That doesn't mean there's no sky outside if they don't see the window. It just means that from the way they're looking, they cannot see what's going on outside of that field of vision. That's the only thing perspective is. I'm giving you perspective right now. Yes, this is a download. This is not something that is... I don't consider myself psychic, or if I consider myself psychic, that means everyone else is psychic as well. It's not flashy. I don't have a crystal orb or whatever. I don't get into a trance when I get this information, but sometimes it happens to me. It happens so many times with close friends of mine where I started talking, directly to them, and they were like, wow, what you said is just, it hits me right in the chest. And I'm like, wow, I don't feel like I did anything special, but okay, if it helps you. And one close friend of mine told me, I think you don't really realize what you sometimes give as information. Sometimes you get into those speech and you don't really realize what's coming out. I think probably not. I didn't record myself at the time, and I'm talking about that. It was like 15, 20 years maybe. One friend I know since 20 years now. So what I'm trying to say is that it's just perspective. I'm giving you perspective, and if you feel like this perspective resonates with you, that's fine. If it doesn't, well, there's another perspective out there in the world that's going to resonate with you. What becomes problematic is when people have a perspective and they feel like this perspective is true, because when I have this download, I truly believe this is true. What I'm talking right now is something that is coming to my mind, and I'm just like, damn, this feels good talking about it. I feel like there's something behind it that is going to be valuable to someone. It's already valuable to me because everything I speak about, it feels like it's healing a small part of myself as well. Do you know? So I truly believe that. But you won't catch me trying to start a movement out there, or any religion based on the fact that I believe that this is my perspective and everyone should agree. Why? Why should everyone agree? I don't understand. It's just a perspective. If it helps you, perfect. If it doesn't, there's other people out there. That's the beauty of it. There's so many perspectives, so many diversity that everyone can find room and board. Do you understand? So there's no need for us all to agree. And I'm saying this, and I felt like I had to do this video about perspective because I was looking at a lot of videos that people probably label as conspiracy videos. You know, those videos of people are talking about alien invasions. There's some crazy stuff going on the planet right now. I'm not even going to lie about this, but there's also a lot of interpretation about what's going on. And there's also a lot of deception about what's going on. I saw a video specifically because I'm an 80s baby. Okay, I was born December 81. And I saw a video of Tupac and a lot of, famous artists that passed away, like Bruce Lee. No, Bruce Lee is not really. Yeah, artist, actor. Okay, right. Michael Jackson and everything like that on the video AI made by Sora, I believe. Man, that video fucked me up because I was seeing Tupac and Biggie talking, and at one point Tupac was like, rapping directly with that big smile, and I just remember when I learned that Tupac died, I was just like, oh, what did they do? Damn. And it was so devastating to me because till this day I still have the albums of Tupac, the CDs. Well, it wasn't really mine. I have to be honest here. This was my brothers, and I just told them. Okay, sorry, you. Okay, that's another story. But there's so much deception in the world right now. So many things that can pass for something else. That if you want to fight over perspective, you're going to be fighting a long time. Do you understand? Because people with agenda, money, and power are going to, exploit this. Like I said in my previous video, the power of creation is yours. Always yours, always will be yours. It doesn't go away because you decide not to believe you have a power or you do not use it. It doesn't go away. You're still creating your reality. You're still co-creating with other people. Now, are you the one creating that reality for your own benefits, or someone else is manipulating you to create the exact reality that they want? That's the question here. It's not the question, do I create or do not create? You create. Same way you cannot stop breathing if you don't want to die. But the instincts, the natural survival instincts will make you breathe. If there's air enough, your lungs are going to force you to breathe. Do you understand? It's very hard for someone to kill themselves by stopping to breathe. No help or anything. I'm not trying to tell you to experiment. Please don't do that. But I just want to let you know, if you try to stop yourself from breathing, it's not going to last long, because your natural instincts are going to come back. Same way for creating. You create your reality. You cannot stop yourself from doing it. The question is, who is using your power right now? Who is using your power? If it's not you, if you're not aware that you have this power, or if you don't want to use this power because you feel it's demonic or whatever, if you are not using this power for whatever reason, or you feel like you're not aware that you have this power, then you're open to any sort of marketing tactics or whatever. Advertising is one. I studied marketing and I teach marketing, and I know that a lot of tactics, mostly all of them, are based on psychology, human psychology. Why do you think they use certain colors? Why do you think they speak with a certain tone, use certain words? Because they understand what it does to the brain, what is going to appeal you, what is going to shock you, what is going to repulse you. And the moment you have, a hold on people's emotions, most of the work is done. Most of the manipulation work is done. If you can shock people in saying this person attacked children, and you can show a video with the help of AI showing that person doing horrific things, there's not a lot of people that are going to have, that moment of, okay, let's go back a minute. Is this real? Because we know there's AI. We know there's Sora. Is this real? There's going to be an emotional response right away. That's the way it is. So we all have our way of handling things, but you need to understand that your power needs to be reclaimed. You need to reclaim your power. You need to reclaim your perspective. You need to build your perspective based on what's good for you, what you understand, what you do not understand as well. Because you don't know what you don't know. And you need to be okay with that. That's the beauty of life. If you knew everything, there would not be discoveries, marvels of discoveries and stuff. So reclaim your perspective and understand that your perspective is just your perspective. People can agree with your perspective, and in that way you can share a moment or life together, or you can, just be friends or whatever. And some people would not agree with your perspective, and that's okay. That means they have other perspectives that will match them better, and you need to be happy for them. That's important to understand. So, okay, perspective, and you're allowed to change your perspective as well. Like I said, if you were the one person in the room that I mentioned before, and you're looking straight ahead and seeing just one side of the room, you can move your head to the right or to the left, or move your body and see other part of the room. You can do that as well. But understand that your eyes are not going to be everywhere every time. You're only going to see one part of that big room we're living in, that is the universe. The only way you can know and see everything at once is when you're back to your godlike nature, which is energy, consciousness. When you don't have that physical body anymore, that's when you see everything clearly. For now, Your limitation that is placed on you by your own doing is that you only see one side, one part of the room, because that's how you can experiment with focus on one thing, and you can move around. But understand that this is one perspective, and please don't enforce that on other people. Okay, I think we're going toward that direction, hopefully. And if we can understand that everyone has a perspective, even people who are deeply into religious, I have that around me in my family and everything. People are just like, yeah, I don't understand how you do not believe in what I believe. I don't understand. How do you not, you do not care? You do not care that you're going to go to hell? It's not that I don't care. It's just that I don't understand why God, that is all loving, all powerful, and everything like that, cannot get rid of Satan, or do not get rid of Satan. And I don't understand why this God that is loving me, created me with the way I am, would put me into a place that is going to hurt me eternally. I don't understand the concept of this. So no. Perspective. Understand. Create your own. Okay? Not based on someone else, but based on what you feel inside. You know, when there's a perspective confronting what you have within, there's a dissonance going on. You feel weird. Sometimes your stomach is going to knot. Sometimes you're going to frown. There's a physical response to a perspective that doesn't match what you know. When I say no, I'm not talking about your mind. I'm talking what you know. Within what your higher self knows. There's a lot of things that are going to confront that. And if you do not look deep down inside and you look outside for others' reactions, or you're going to get lost. Because some people out there are not your friends. They're just here to push you in a specific direction. So you need to be careful of that. Not necessarily because they want you to be harmed or anything. Some people want you to be harmed or to hurt or anything like that. There's some psycho out there, but most people just want to be ahead, you know. If that means pushing you out of the way to get ahead, they're okay with doing that. So you need to be able to build your own perspective and not be afraid to be on your own. If you're the only one having that perspective, that's okay. As long as you don't hurt anyone, you can have your own perspective. But you need to be prepared as well that your perspective may get you some results. I'm going to be very extreme here. And I think this is the last thing I need to do. I feel like I'm getting to the end of the download, okay, quote unquote. I'm going to be very extreme. Imagine someone whose perspective is to say, I'm a serial killer, I need to kill people. Okay, perspective. Sick perspective, creepy perspective, perspective. That person needs to understand that if you go down that road, you need to understand that there's going to be conflicted perspective in front of you. A lot of them. Like in the police or people catching you in the act. Do you understand? So you need to be prepared for that. So there's cause and consequences in the world. You need to be ready. Okay? So some people are ready and say, oh yeah, I'm ready for this. Catch me if you can. But some people are going to rethink their position on that. I'm being extreme here with my example, just to let you know that there's a lot of perspective out there. Some are really disgusting. But you need to understand that the same way you're happy that those disgusting perspectives are not enforced on you, some people are trying, are not enforced on you, the same way it should apply to your own perspective. Even if you think they are just going to make the universe better, the world better, everyone happy in heaven. Even if you think that, it cannot go both ways. It needs to go both ways. That's what I'm saying. It cannot go both ways. It needs to go both ways. The same rule that prevent people from enforcing those ideas on you applies also to you. So please understand that we are all in this together. Even the bad people, yes, they're part of it. They also create it. Do you understand? We are all in this together. Doesn't mean we have to accept all the crap they're dishing out. But we need to understand that those are only perspective. And that you are in control of your own reality if you want to be. If you don't want to be, yeah, someone else is going to use your power. If you want to be, you are in control. There's powerful, how can I say this? Powerful things on this world, on this dimension, powerful entities, but that's the same thing in all the universe. There's there's powers everywhere. You are one of them. I am one of them. Just reclaim your perspective. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to share with you. This one was pretty long. Interesting. So, hopefully that was interesting for you as well. Let me know what you think about the new format. I feel really it's freeing for me to share this in this format, not censor myself or trying to do like certain content creators. I just want to, just say what I have to say. Let the flow goes when it's supposed to go, and that's it. Okay. Let me know in the comment section, and bye for now.